So we're talking about comparing decimals. So when comparing decimals, compare each decimal place, and when there is a difference, you know that one is larger than the other. Okay, again, you've been looking at decimals for a long time. You've been looking at it since you were in primary school, and you know about them, you know about decimal places, we're just going over it. So the idea is that we look at place values. One place is the same. Okay, look at the first decimal place. Are they the same? Okay, look at the next one. Are they the same? Maybe they are. You look at the next one. And then if the two decimal places are different, the third decimal places, one's bigger than the other, it means that decimal is bigger than the other. Alright, so we have an example here to show that. So we say, well, is 5.453 or 5.456 larger? Which is larger? So we compare the 5 and we say, well, the 5s are the same. Right? So we can't tell the difference between those two, which is just 5. Then we look at the first decimal place. Our first decimal place is 4. First decimal place on this one is 4. So we can't tell any difference. So far they're the same. Look at the next one. 5, 5. That's the same as well. Okay, so if it's the same, we've got to go to the next one. The next one we look at, this one's 3. This one is 6. So the larger one must be the one with the 6 in the third decimal place, because 6 is greater than 3. So 5.456 is larger. So we make it. Now the next one is, order these decimals in ascending order. We have 2.32, we have 2.4, 2.33, and 2.324. So there's lots of ways that you can do this in terms of how you can compare each one with each other and order it, but we're just going to have a look. So we look at the unit place value. The unit, they're all 2. So 2, 2, 2, 2. So we can't tell any difference from this one. Alright? So we look at the first decimal place. So the first decimal place, this one we have a 3. Let me just move it up a bit. This one we have a 3. Okay, that's 3. This one we have a 4. This one's a 3, this one's a 3. So what's my conclusion? 2.4 is bigger than the rest. So that's my biggest one. So I'm going to put that to the right of the list. 2.4 is the biggest. So leave that there. So we can cancel that one out. We know about that one already. I look at the next place value, or the next decimal place, which is 2. So it's 2, then we've got 3, 3, this one's 2 as well. So my conclusion is, this one, because the 3 is greater than the 2 and the 2, this one must be the next biggest. Right? 2.33 is bigger than 2.32, is bigger than 2.324. So 2.33 is the next biggest. Alright, and if I look at the next decimal place, well this one only has 2 decimal places, whereas this one has 3 and goes to 4. So this one must be greater than this one. So 2.324 is the second smallest, and then 2.32 is the smallest. Okay? Any questions? So you're just comparing place values, and it just increases. Fairly straightforward. The other thing that we need to do sometimes is to look at numbers on a number line, and it may be divided between decimals in different intervals. It might be broken up into 10 for each decimal point, decimal value. It might be in 4, whatever it might be. So we need to just have a quick look. That's the top. Yeah, you can start wherever. Yeah, that's fine. You just want to, I just want to see for this range what I need to do. Okay? So if we have a look, 2.0, we've got 3.0 here. How many places have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 9. Well, we're going on. That shouldn't be done. That should be good. Okay, so they're in 0.1 inches. 2 is here, and 3.0 is here, and it must be 0.1. So I can sort of write it in. 0.1, 0.2 actually, so it's 2.1. The interval is 0.1, but the value is 2.1. 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, 2.5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the value where the arrow lines up to is 2.5. Alright, so we can say, okay, that's 2.5. Now, we can also divide it differently. You can divide it into 5. So you have 0.2 per marking. So you can also have something like this. So here we have 4, and we have 5. And so what are each of these markings divided by? Well, halfway between 4 and 5 is what? 4.5. So that must be 4.5. And then halfway between 4 and 4.5 is what? 4.25. Yeah, so what must this point be? Yeah, 4.75. It's going up by 0.25. So that's 4.75. Okay? So it must be 4.75. Okay, so again, very straightforward. Nothing too strenuous. So what I'd like you to do is exercise 1.11, odd numbers, just do A, C, E, just 3 of each, or etc. There's not that many. And then exercise 1.12, the first column. Okay, it's not a lot. We're not these exercises at all. Nice and simple. So I'd like you to work on that first for about 12 minutes or 15 minutes, and then we're going to move on to the next one. Okay?